Susan Dentel from Faculty Professional Development, and I'm here today with Emily Thompson, and Emily is going to showcase her courses and talk about teaching today.
Thank you very much, Susan. I teach in the life sciences, and I also teach environmental science in the physical science division. And today I'm going to show you about genetics, which is my Bio 208 class. This particular class is a 4-credit class. I teach it face-to-face in the fall, and I teach it online in the winter. It's taken, for example, by people wanting an associate's in math and science. It's taken by pre-med students not wanting a terminal degree, and it's taken by people with an interest in the subject. This would include students who are breeders of plants or animals, or students who have genetic disabilities in their families. I've even had 2 lawyers interested in patent law taking this class. All right, so here is my course, and the mixed mode format has the 3-hour lab, which is standard, and additionally, it has a 1-hour discussion section each week, and that particular format allows me to flip the class. And by flipping the class, I mean that my students learn the material outside of the class using the materials that I have here, and then they come to the class and the lab, and we're able to discuss the material they've already learned, and they're able to employ the material they've already learned in the lab. All right, just showing you here the buttons that I have. Much of my material is contained within the units. Before we go there, I'd like to show you a humorous slide here in the announcements. The announcements allow us to put pictures in, and this particular one is about genetics. This is how it works, and so I'll let you look at that. Okay, the first thing I'd like to show you is here under units. I have most of the material of the course, and each unit consists of several modules or chapters. And at the end of each unit then is a unit exam. I'd like to show you that my students watch videos and voiceover PowerPoints. I'd like to show one here in Unit 1. I'm going to go to Module 2 where we're learning about mitosis and meiosis in eukaryotes. And I'm going to scroll down here. This is the to-do list of what the students are expected to learn. And this is the to-do list. That is what the students are expected to complete by the end of the unit here. And we're going to look at the video that they're asked to watch. This is one that I have worked to create. Students are able to download their lecture handout. Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at how cells divide, and our focus is going to be on mitosis and meiosis. We're going to start, however, with how prokaryotes make more cells. Remember, prokaryotes are the cells that lack nucleus. And prokaryotes. All right, I just wanted to show you a little piece of that. So my students learn by reading the textbook and watching these videos. In addition, I've designed about 12 or so animations on the most difficult parts of the course. I additionally have book and website resources to help with difficult concepts. So I want to show you how this works. A very confusing set of notions is how a chromosome relates to a gene, and we're going to see how that does here. So how is a chromosome like a cookbook? And we have a rollover animation here. A cookbook is made of paper and contains recipes. Recipes are in the cookbook. A chromosome is made of nucleotides and contains the genes. Genes are on the chromosomes. And this allows students to determine in this nesting sequence what sequence is located where in this nesting set of concepts. I want to show you some of the additional information for further practice and information. I can give up-to-date information from websites that deal with genetic disorders. This would include, for example, the National Down Syndrome, and this takes us straight to the web page of National Down Syndrome, and so this can be helpful to students who have this genetic disability in their families, for example. Okay, I tried to keep interest high with a few short informal videos as well, and these I found to be especially fun to do, and I think the students enjoy watching them. So I'm going to go to units, and I'm going to go to a later unit. I did, I think, about 8 of these, and this one I want to show you, Unit 4. I was able to realize a long-time dream of giving a lecture at the University of Michigan Museum of Natural History, and I was able to do that for this course. So students would read the page and they would come here to the instructions in the to-do list to watch the videos, and this is the evolution of whales. Hello everyone, my name is Emily Thompson. I'm here at the Museum at the University of Michigan, and today we're going to take a look at evolution and my Okay, so this was so cool, it was unbelievable. I also was able to do a number of other shoots, including at the Ypsilanti Food Co-op. Uh, anyway, it was a lot of fun. Okay, another site I'd like to show you is uh, that I was even able to supplement lab with some of these informal videos, and I found these pretty helpful to do. So I'm now going to go to course documents, and this is where students would be looking up study guides to help them get through the course, but I also have supplemental materials for labs here. Um, we do a unit on ethics, and I have students read some ethics materials and do a lab on genetic discrimination. And I also have a video about this so I can describe the law that deals with genetic discrimination. And I have one version for the lawyers and one version for the non-lawyers. Okay. Going back to my course, additionally, in my course, I happen to have students completing and submitting three group work uh, assignments, including 2 presentations and 1 discussion. And helpfully, I found out that these should be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. so that they can then be graded in time for student discussion. Uh, Students complete a number of homeworks as well. I just want to show I have quite a few homework assignments. This is a math-based course, and these also have deadlines, generally Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So I can grade them before the we don't have lectures, but the little discussion section, and then we can discuss what students had trouble with in our discussion sections. Quizzes are given at the end of each unit. They're worth a few points, can be taken twice by the deadline, and I have the highest of 2 scores is recorded. So here under quizzes is where the quizzes are located, and they're just all in a folder here. These quizzes help me determine if students are doing the work, and they help students practice their exam questions. So just to remind you, in my section, I've flipped the class, students learn the material outside of class. They come to a 3-hour lab and a 1-hour discussion section. The benches of students participate in this discussion section, and I discovered that I had to have a list of questions of increasing difficulty, and we use these to review the material and go over the tricky concepts. We also go over the homework, and which is graded by the time they come in to the discussion section. The results of this mixed mode format, I found that this format is incredibly effective for students who can work on their own. They can watch these lectures over and over, or do animations over and over if they have to. The class average was higher than usual because I had so many students with very high A's and B's. Mixed mode did not work for everyone, however, especially the weakest students. I had 2 weak students who passed, but who can't transfer credit because they did not actually get a C or higher. And thank you very much for having me, Susan.